Alright, so it's time to have a look at the backyard. Here's my rhododendron that's been in the ground for a number of years, flowered the best it's ever had this year. In the back here I've got some new additions, so that's a Japanese schema, pronouncing it incorrectly, and then an Acuba japonica in the shade. So I've had Acuba before that lasted me a few years, and then they croak because I think they're in poor spaces. A new banana, which I'll overwinter in the garage, and then one that I overwintered in the garage from last year. Showed you guys the palms already, so we're gonna skip that. Here's my Magnolia Virginiana. Looking great, flowered great. The one on this side did the same. Leatherleaf Mahonia looks great again this year, flushing out again. Leatherleaf Viburnum, quite large even though I cut it back this year. And then I've got other broadleaf evergreens in here. There's a cherry laurel, or a laurel I think, some variety that I'm going to try out. It's a zone 6 laurel. See what happens to it here. Daphne Endless Summer, blooming since the May long weekend. The Philostachys bamboo is 16 feet tall this year, so that's thanks to laying it down and having the snow cover it. Very, very, very tall, and the canes are the thickest they've ever been. So just to give you an idea, I mean, they're not like timber bamboo, but they're still decent thickness. The cactus bed, the yucca, this one's a color guard, and the cactus, prickly pear cactus, Helleborus back there. I'm gonna give a Viburnum Davidii a try again. So I had one of these for a number of years until the vortex. I'm gonna try that again. This is another magnolia back here that's looking quite good. It's actually putting on quite a bit of growth this year. This is the Moonglow variety. And then my American Holly, which is looking a little sad again this year. According to the person who gave it to me a number of years ago, he thinks it has an iron deficiency, so I've started to use some iron supplement in the soil. So it gets a little bit of a discoloration on the edge of the leaf, which I thought was purple blotch, which is a fungus, but none of the fungal sprays I've tried is working. So, got a yucca in the corner there, an Adam's needle, euonymus tree. It's the big leaf magnolia, ashii, about 7 feet tall, big giant leaves. Lots of flowers this year on that one. Trying to sneak by over here. The hibiscus, the hardy hibiscus around town, Rose and Chant, they're all blooming. This one was new for me last year. It's got big buds on it. Hasn't started blooming yet. This is a Castle Spire holly. I've had one of these before too, but the vortex took it out. So I'm gonna give this one a go. It's my other euonymus up here that's shedding its leaves from last year. It doesn't look great when they shed it. It could also be a little dry. We've had tons of rain this year, but we haven't had much this week, and to be honest with you, I've barely watered the garden this year. This is a fig tree. Kind of looks more like a bush. This was overwintered here. Just chopped back to the ground with a bucket over it. And I've been looking sort of, I don't see any figs on it. Not that they would typically have time to ripen here. It's a Chicago hardy variety. And then you can see the bamboo right here. It's tall. It's a Burkwoodii Viburnum. And this is my pre-vortex southern magnolia that I've had in the ground since, off the top of my head, I'm going to say 2011, I think, or 2010 actually, that I would have planted it. It sometimes gets a bucket over it, sometimes it doesn't. It didn't this year, it just sat here like this. It doesn't grow much, and I think it probably doesn't grow much because of all the bamboo around here choking it out, but I still let it stay here and let it come back every year. They definitely can survive here, southern magnolias, but you get those brutal winters, they're gonna look small and shrubby. I think that's probably about it. What's going on over here? Thanks to all the trains going by in the background. We're probably ruining the audio to this. I guess the last thing I just would show you is the pond. So all the goldfish I had last year, they all survived. I should say koi. And I just had a little frost heater over top that I would probably turn on every few days if need be, just to put a little hole in the ice, and aside from that, that was about it. I seem to be pretty happy in there. Thanks for having a look.